Hello, and thank you for joining us for our presentation in Best Practice in Managing Resource Scheduling via Synergist. This presentation is brought to you via the Agency Works, and we are best placed to give you advice relating to your Synergist system. So as a tool for managing resources, the Calendar Bookings module is included as part of your main Synergist system, so no additional licenses to pay for. It gives great reporting on pipeline capacity, on viewing your current team availability, and also for looking at managing your resources compared to their target utilisation. There's a knock-on effect for allowing an improved speed and accuracy of timesheets, which allow all other reporting in Synergist to be much more reliable. So the key benefits of using this module are that Synergist, managing your calendar bookings via Synergist means that you are using it for its one central shared company system for timesheets, for finance, for account handlers, and then also for booking your time against calendar bookings. It's interactive and updated in real time, so jobs can be estimated and booked in very quickly, and timesheets updating in real time too. There's an improved use of estimating throughout your organisation, which I'll talk about within the presentation, and there's efficiencies within time recording. And we can also customise views or reports for different users, so reporting at a higher level or individual jobs for account managers, individual time bookings for those recording their timesheets, or studio managers looking at capacity of the team. So in order to communicate this to you, we've developed our model company, which we've called the Best Practiced Agency. All the data that I'm showing has you via Synergist without exporting it to Excel. We can see many examples of best practice amongst those companies already using Synergist. And we put all of these different processes together to come up with our best practice agency method used for scheduling. So join us for our sneak preview. So the first report that we're looking at here is a team capacity report. So the best practice agency have got visibility over which resources are available in the future weeks or months, and showing that we have got some availability in May, but in June and July, potentially due to holidays, the knock-on effect of holidays and work that's going to be forecast to be delivered in the future months, that availability is actually decreasing. So there might need to be the recruitment of freelancers as time goes by. Now, in order for work to be booked in, then the best practice agency use the resource requests. These are a special type of activity that are available on any phase of a job, and they can raise an activity, attach any briefs or any information that is required in order for the time to be booked in. And as they are raising those requests, then they can see within the estimate tab as to whether there is any estimated time available to be scheduled in. These requests can be made at any time. At the Best Practice Agency, they ask everybody to raise their weekly requests by Thursday afternoon so that any booking can be made on Friday, planning for the week ahead. Now, this is not to say that any ad hoc bookings cannot still be requested during the week or things moved around. As we all know, this is more likely what will happen. So once time has been booked in, this gives us a greater visibility on bookings. The calendar in Synergist has two different types of views, and you can choose to use either of these views with one person having one preference over another. So within the settings, we've got our traffic light view here. This is called a tree view with loading, but we can see the traffic light colours, the green showing that there is some availability within that day, or orange booked for the day, and red overbooked. And so you can use that, and I think that view works very well if you're booking time against a particular day. The new standard view within the Synergist calendar bookings is the screenshot towards the bottom of this window. And we can see here the times of the day across the top with the number of hours booked against individual bookings quite easily visible. And therefore you can see where those tasks or where that availability for time slots is available during the day. This works really well if you're micromanaging hourly, half hourly, quarter hourly tasks, that these can be booked in and sort of matched and moved along the day. So either of these views works, and I'll show you both of those on the demonstration system. At the best practice agency, once tasks have been booked in, then everybody has got visibility of those tasks. So here within the top screen, we're looking at bookings on my jobs for this week. So at any point as a handler, we can click on your jobs within your job list and calendar those jobs and see where those bookings are available for the week ahead. We've also got the ability to schedule a report. So every Monday morning, each account handler has a report that is scheduled to them, and they can see the number of hours that have been booked for them for that day. And so that if you do have a booking for Wednesday morning, you might know that you need to contact your client or do some preparation work before your calendar slot arrives. An individual recording their time has an improved timesheet experience, and I will show you how this displays on the web timesheet. But there's no more job selection required, so it makes it much easier to record timesheets. You're more likely to be recording it against the correct job and phase. And so for account handlers, this makes the job of looking at their estimate tab a much more enjoyable experience. And timesheets are being posted more promptly, with staff going to their timesheets to see what tasks have been allocated to them and also recording time as they go. So a reason for estimating. Synergist has got an estimate tab and a quote. Some people have said that in the past they feel like they're doing this twice, but they are in fact separate items. An estimate is that internal delivery budget of a job, with a quote being a price to client. Your estimates might be used in order to create your quotations, but when time is now being scheduled, then that estimated delivery budget is visible, and also you can see how many hours are remaining to be booked in. So if there is no time remaining, then again that could prompt conversations between studio managers, account handlers, and ultimately with clients as to why tasks might be going over budget before they go over budget. Individuals recording their time on their timesheet can see the number of hours that are allocated. And again, this doesn't mean that you can't go over budget, the hours that are allocated, but it maybe prompts those conversations as tasks are being completed. So what I'm going to do now is go to my demonstration system here and just show you a couple of tasks here. So within the time and expenses on the main 4D license, then we've got the calendar bookings module just here. And within the calendar bookings module, we're showing the tree view with the loading here. So we can see that traffic light colouring. I can expand the task here, and we can see the number of hours that have been allocated to individuals. These tasks can be moved across between different people, between different days. So it's very easy with the drag and drop system, but this gives us this ability to see the week in colours here and see where there's availability. If we click on the Views button in the top right hand corner and go to Preferences, then we can see the preferences here, and it's the tree view with loading. The newer view is now called the Standard Calendar, and this is the one which is more suited, I think, to be looked at on a daily basis. So you can see here tasks that have been recorded against the times of the day, meaning that tasks can be moved around so that you can change the order of tasks here, and so that they all end up being in one line here against the day. The colours that have been added onto there are the jobs coloured by account handler. So as an account handler, I can look and see anything yellow on that screen, and I know that that's my booking. And so each of those views can be used individually, different people looking at the calendar in a different way. But as I said, there's the weekly or the daily view, and that calendar, the tree view or the standard view. When time is recorded on the timesheets, we load up a timesheet here, web time and expenses. And if I just log on here, then we can log on, and this goes straight the way through into the new beta release of the timesheet. If you haven't already got this available, you can click, when you click on your timesheet, it will look like this with your ability and your menu items here. There's a link here for Time and Expenses Beta that gives you this new dashboard view. Not all the functionality is included in this dashboard view in this new version, which is why the existing model is still available, with plans to eventually port everything over to this new interface. If you prefer this interface, you can click on the preferences and default your timesheet to this view. Within the calendar, we can click on the calendar bookings here, and if I go to week, then I can see the tasks that are linked to me for the week here, with the ability to drill down and see any attachments or any notes or the handler of the job within that particular booking there. You can click on this little switch here, which if we click over to here, then that will launch your timesheets with the tasks that have been allocated to you. You can click on the tick boxes here for the full day or just for one particular task. The number of hours you've been allocated is preloaded into the timesheet, giving you that ability to type in because a task took a different amount of time, with the ability to say that there was some additional amends or whatever task, and these becomes the work done on your timesheet. At the top of this page, we can click Create Timesheets, and that creates our 3 timesheet entries. Within the timesheets, you can still record time on other tasks. So even if you have recorded your time, then it will allow you still to add jobs against times that you haven't been allocated against. So you do have the ability of working on either tasks that have been allocated or new tasks that have come in and recorded your time in that way as well. So the timesheet, very flexible in its use, depending on your individual company needs. So really, in summary, the calendar bookings is included as part of your Synergist system, so no additional licenses required. It's just the different permissions that allow you to either view booked time or to actually make the bookings. All of the reporting data that I've generated has been via the data viewer, and data viewer reports can now also be scheduled so that they are automatically delivered. We've got different types of flexible views and benefits for different types of users. And really the use of the calendar bookings does really help to cement the power of Synergist. It does mean that jobs need to be estimated. So in order for jobs to be estimated, then potentially quoting can be more accurate. If jobs have estimates, then timesheets can be recorded, as we've seen, much more efficiently, and that has added benefits for the reporting as well. So it really does bring together the use of Synergist. So the next steps, really, the agency works can help you. You have got access to the calendar bookings module, but really we can help make this process much more streamlined for you in order to plan and structure and report effectively from Synergist. We can assist you and your users with best practice methods and develop different methods that work for your organisation. And so we can give you process advice. Moving forward, you may feel that on-site training could be useful, but really remote training could be useful for the calendar bookings. With only a couple of hours of remote training could really sort of set you on the right track, save you a lot of time in working out how to use the calendar bookings and get you onto this and off any current systems that you are using. If you are recording timesheets, then your organisation might then be best placed to join our Timesheet Incentive. This is a monthly incentive where we are giving prizes for people recording their timesheets. And as an organisation, if your company has recorded 75% or more of last month's timesheets, then we'll enter you into our prize draw. And every month we've got Synergist companies out there who've been enjoying their treats, whether that be a beer on a Friday afternoon or donuts at Friday in the morning. Up to you what your treat is. All we need is for you to complete your timesheets. So thank you for listening in. If you do want further information, then please contact client services at taw.co.uk. You can call the help desk, your Synergist help desk, and they can refer you to us if you would like to explore this module further. Thanks for taking the time to listen in. Thank you and goodbye.